Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are enjoying your victory bye week. The Minnesota Vikings are now 3-2, 1-1 international games. I know losses suck, but so do international games. We're doing a Jalen Redmond film study here in this video because it's our bye week, and I really like small stuff, like the small subtleties of sports. And I think Jalen Redmond, first off, he's having a really good season. We're going to get into some of these sacks. Now, Vikings fans were aware of him at the end of last year. He's an undrafted guy. And at the end of last year, Jalen Redmond really started stringing together some really, really good football games. And I even wanted to take a look at this. It's 3rd and 4. We're in the Browns game from last Sunday. And you've got just a fun stunt here. And this is Jonathan Grenard here on the edge. We got number 61, Jalen Redmond. He's going to go just right up the gut here. All right. And what he does is he occupies both of these two offensive linemen. And he puts them in such a great position where the entirety of this clip in the split seconds, and this is stuff you just don't really notice watching a live broadcast, because what you might notice is Jonathan Grenard shooting out of a cannon, almost bringing him down for a sack, and then on the stat sheet you see the Ivan Pace Jr. sack. But he takes such a good angle into this where they're not able, the offensive line's never in a position to switch this off. You recognize the stunt right here, right? Jonathan Grenard is stopped. He's about to cut inward. Well, they can't switch this off. The left guard can't just say, hey, we're going to switch this off, because he still has no positioning. So if this left tackle here tries to, get in front of Jalen Redmond right here, it's just not possible. He's already got that inside shoulder on both of these two players. So at no point in this clip, and by now it's just way too late, he just attacks ruthlessly right away, occupies both these offensive linemen, and then helps, get this sack. Grenard's not able to bring him down, and then Ivan Pace comes in for cleanup. Redmond gets up, brings him down as well. But it's this small stuff that I've been really impressed with from him this season, and it's just not showing up in the stat sheet. We'll also show you some sacks, but before we do, hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. At least one Vikings video every single week, and yeah, let's just get into it. We're going to go to Dublin for some clips because he had a great game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, which included 2 sacks. And this is, I think, the second one, actually, against Aaron Rodgers. Brings him down. Somehow Aaron Rodgers doesn't get concussed on this. I mean, look at the pure strength. Just throws him around like a rag doll. Now, in this particular clip, the Minnesota Vikings are bringing 5, and Dallas Turner's going to get chipped from 81. Jonnu Smith very well. That actually just kind of disrupts it, and by that point, Jalen Redmond's already on Rodgers, and you got a sack. But we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rushers attacking Aaron in this particular clip. And we're going to get a one-on-one here. We're going to attempt a one-on-one here. And then they're, kind of looking for a one-on-one over here with Dallas Turner. But Jalen Redmond just shoots this gap immediately. Like literally just immediately. Like a bull in a china shop. And Isaac Seumalo right here, number 73, the left guard for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He just is not able to get there quick enough. Not anticipating Jalen Redmond. He's 6'3", 305 pounds. He's only 26 years old. And this is one thing that your guys' GM, he's so good at finding prospects like this. I even look at like Ivan Pace Jr., if I'm not mistaken. Isn't Ivan Pace Jr. also undrafted? They do a good job. I think Dallas Turner, I know he's entering or in his sophomore campaign. He's looked really good. If you guys want any other Viking defensive or offensive film study, let me know down below, because obviously it's a bye week here. But this was one of his 2 sacks in this football game. Very quick, sneaky quick for a defensive lineman. Folks, he's graded as a top 20 interior lineman, defensive lineman in all of NFL, the entire league. He's one of the best, having one of the best seasons at his position. And he is just, man, he's hungry. Not sure how I forgot the first play of this football game, but this is the Jalen Redmond right here. This was his first sack, one of 2. Just showed you the second one. And this was funny because he went unblocked, and he had something funny to say after this play. But I do, just looking back at this, there's not too much to look at this as far as Jalen Redmond goes, because he literally goes unblocked. This is such a funny play to me because it's the first play of the game. And, I know it's just the end zone, all 22 angle, but just look at this defensive line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys on this defensive line right here for the first play of the game. And what's even funnier is how many people break out of this. You got, what is this, Jonathan Allen right here, number 93, thinking we got a screen going. Grenard drops back in coverage. Only Ivan Pace and Jalen Redmond, even Hargrave over here drops back. So I think it's funny. They got 7 guys on the line of scrimmage for the first play of the game. 2 end up rushing, and they bring Aaron Rodgers down on a sack, and he just goes untouched. Rewinding the clock back to week 2 against the Atlanta Falcons here. I'm going to show you this clip because it actually, we see a couple of players get in here. We got Levi Drake. We also got, who is this? Jonathan Grenard here on the left side, kind of all tagging up for this sack. Jalen Redmond's going to end up getting it. One-on-one opportunity here. The reason I wanted to showcase this is because this right here, number 65 for the Atlanta Falcons, this is Matthew Bergeron, one of the better in the business at left guard. And he just, this entire pass rep, Matthew Bergeron is just fighting for his life. Right off the jump, I mean, you see just the forward momentum from just the pure strength Jaylen Redmond is showcasing here. He's just fighting for his life. Penix got to get the ball out. I see a wide open, literally a completely wide open Kyle Pitts right here. Just throw that football, but it's a little too late. Ivan Pace was covering in coverage, and just a Jalen Redmond sack here. But I love this one-on-one rep against a really good left guard, and the whole Vikings defense getting to Michael here. We'll get you guys out of here after this play. This is a run defense from the last, or 2 weeks ago, against the Pittsburgh Steelers in Dublin. And I like this play. You see Ivan Pace get in here, and look at this move right here. Swims right past Zach Frazier, gets into the backfield, slips up, but disrupts this play. Then we got Jalen Redmond right here. We've got Jonathan Grenard, who's getting blocked by, I believe that is Darnell Washington, a big boy. It looks, I can't tell, is this, yeah, it is Caleb Johnson. Caleb Johnson looks like he got an open gap right here. But Jalen Redmond staying home, staying ready. Gets his left arm out there, wraps him up. Grenard, the rest of the Vikings come in to help out, bring Caleb down. And just a nice run defensive rep. Staying patient. Looks like an open gap. Looks like this open hole. He's still working. Gets that left arm out there and wraps up Caleb. So, folks, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed it. First off, I love making Vikings videos, so hit that like button, hit that sub button if you haven't already. But Jalen Redmond, more of like a niche, people who watch film and that kind of stuff, people paying attention, know Jalen Redmond's having a good year. But I feel like most of the NFL doesn't really know who Jalen Redmond is. And I know Vikings fans, I know you guys sure appreciate him and this season he's having. So that's it from me. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts on Jalen down below. We'll see you soon. Peace.